This week on part 2 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion.
Terrible mother, and I stand by that. No woman, no mother would put their child on a platform to discuss his paternity. No mother would do that.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to We're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9 reunion part 2. Let's get right into this. Okay, so the last week, part 1, ended with Mia apologizing to Stacey because she didn't show up when Stacey went all the way to Miami for her birthday. And I'm gonna be honest, I did think it was a sincere apology, but Stacey didn't want to accept it. So Mia feels horrible because she's being called out for her behavior. But nevertheless, she is upset and she doesn't want to go back. So Andy has to go into her dressing room to cheer her up, to tell her that she can do this, and he's just convincing her to go back. They're doing a lot of filler, showing a lot of like the behind the scenes of the filming. Clearly, they tried pretty hard to stretch this into 3 parts. Andy asks Gizelle once everyone's back and they continue with the filming, how is life now being an empty nester? And she says that she was super sad like the first 2 days, but she's really happy right now. She's free and the girls are doing very good in school. There's a question about Jamal, especially his wedding and what he and his wife wore for the wedding, because remember they were wearing the tackiest, unique outfits that made them look like they were coming out of the Wicked movie, like going to the Wicked premiere. So Gizelle says that her daughters haven't met Jamal's new wife. She still is dating Nams, the man that she met at the speed dating, and Ashley's still dating Josh. She says that they're taking a little bit more slowly, but they're still seeing each other. They're still sleeping with each other too. She lets us know that. Ashley does say though that Josh's feelings were very hurt, that because Wendy kept referring to him as Jack Harlow, oh, this little middle school boy, a downgrade, she can do much better than that. And Wendy says, oh well, he'll be okay. You said things about my husband. And Andy says, what did Ashley say about your husband, Wendy? And Wendy goes all the way back to season 6 when Ashley brought up that rumor about Eddie that was on the blogs. I was like, really? We're going all the way back to that? And wasn't she mad at Gizelle for that? Why is she bringing this up again? I don't know. But they do have a back and forth. Ashley says Josh is a great guy, and Wendy says, and so is my husband, and guess what? We're married. Good luck to you and him. You talk about my husband, and Ashley says, no, I haven't. I haven't talked about him. Take it up with the blogs. Have I brought up how he doesn't practice law anymore? So Andy kind of shuts it down. I'm going to be totally honest, though, and I know this might be the unpopular opinion, but I do think Wendy's wrong. Just hear me out. I know a lot of people are on social media saying, like, it's no big deal. Who cares? And I get that. Don't get me wrong. I love a little shade and whatever. But I feel like if you're referring to a person that you don't even know over and over and over again by a name that's not theirs, by some other adjective, by some other person, by their characteristics or whatever, I feel that is just disrespectful. It is all the way disrespectful, and I don't care what anyone says about that. Okay, so then they move on to see Kay's relationship with Greg and Stacey's relationship with TJ. Kriana says her and Greg are still together, but apparently they did split up after the season. She got a condo and she's going to buy it, but she says that she's going to move back with him eventually when she gets engaged. Damn. I mean, she said in the season that she was going to wait until February, and it is already February, so let's see if he ends up proposing. Greg didn't want to film this season because he felt uncomfortable doing it, and she says that the transition from friend of the show to full-time was very drastic, but of course she would have liked for him to support her more. And Andy actually bats for Greg a little. He says that to his defense, he did show up for her. Yeah, of course he wasn't as involved in the scenes or whatever, but at least he did show up, and he even showed up to watch What Happens Live. So then with Stacey, Andy says that the viewers feel like it's kind of like the opposite for her. People feel like her former boyfriend actually loved being on camera. And everybody says, whoa, did you say former? And Stacey says, yup, they are not together anymore. Wow, everybody is shocked. She then says that he is a great guy, but she watched the show back and saw things that she didn't like that just didn't sit well with her. Some of the things that he did, and she says that it was hurtful for her to hear what her family had to say about him, what her friends had to say about him. She says that it was very hurtful to hear somebody say that TJ looked like he was more into the trainer than he was with her. And then Wendy says, that was me. And Stacey says, yeah, that was you. And I was very hurt by you saying that. And Wendy does apologize. Stacey also shares that she's fully divorced now. But she says TJ is still her best friend. So some of the girls say, well, what is the change? Like, y'all were best friends back then, not having sex. And now y'all are still best friends, not having sex. So what's the difference? Then, you guys, there was a question dragging Miss America, Kenya Moore. The question asked if Stacey was bringing TJ on a storyline like Kenya did with Walter. Stacey says she really has no answer for that. Then they take a look at some of the shade that was thrown throughout the season on the fashions that they all wore. They joke a lot about the dress that Stacey wore on the finale because obviously Stacey didn't look her best, but also because that particular dress that Stacey was wearing, Ashley had worn before. It's a dress made by Vivian. So Stacey says that she feels like she was set up by Vivian. And Wendy says to Stacey, oh yeah, remember when I asked you about Vivian and you said F that B? Everyone's like, whoa, Stacey, you talk like that? Stacey says that it's hard for her. She says, it's hard for me because I tried to elevate Vivian by making her the exclusive designer for my event. And she put me in the same outfit as one of my colleagues. I was mortified, she says. So, yeah, she's dead to me and it's over. I was like, damn. Everybody was laughing because Stacey's crazy. She was sounding crazy. Stacey says she was expecting more as well from the women because she felt like she was being hazed, especially at that finale. She felt like they were critiquing everything. And Ashley says, not so fast, Stacey. You were throwing a little shade too. They also joke about Ashley's bunions, Wendy's hideous blue sweater, Kay's confessional look, and Ashley always wearing some sort of crop top. There's a question about Wendy insinuating that Ashley copied her confessional, but Ashley says no, they don't even see each other's confessional looks until the season airs. Then they ask Mia, why did she dress more conservatively when she was with Gordon? She says that it was because she had a job back then. They also ask Gizelle, why did she wear this dress that Stacey wanted, and it was because she was being petty, but she says that she did donate to the charity. Stacey says, did you? And Gizelle says, yes, I did. I was doing it as the dogs were, doing their thing. Then Gizelle and Stacey start to go at it over Giselle's never seen Stacey's ears. It was a lot of silliness, the second part. A lot of, just funny and silly, low shade and things like that. So then they are joined by Jacqueline. Jacqueline is pregnant. She says, y'all have never seen who the father of the child is on TV. So it's not Pee-Pee. So then they take a look at this season's storyline, the main storyline of the season, one of the main storylines, Mia, Gordon, and Iyke, and all the drama. So after they watch all of those scenes, Mia is in tears. She says that she broke up with Iyke. She says that when you're in a public relationship, a lot of outside voices have an influence on it. She says that she loves her family. She wants to do all that she can to keep it intact. And her and Iyke are still best friends. Andy asks, what do y'all ladies think about Iyke? And Wendy actually said some very nice things. She says that he's a very nice and respectable guy, and that, yeah, maybe filming versus actually seeing it back is a lot, and it could have played into him not wanting to be part of it anymore. But then Gizelle, y'all, she wasn't holding back at all. She says, I think Iyke wants to be on camera. I don't think they are even broken up. I think she knows that we're about to film again. She wants to bring him again. And she doesn't even live in Potomac. She lives in Atlanta with Iyke. And Mia's like, why would you say that? And Wendy then says that even though she just said Iyke was a good guy and all this stuff, she does think that this is all fake, that this is all being concocted, in the sense that Mia only allegedly broke up with him because of the backlash that she got, but that at the end of the day, Mia, Gordon, and Iyke are all in it, and it's all because they want to be on the show. Andy kind of saves Mia, and then he goes to the next question about Mia sharing the divorce details with the kids. Like, was that the first time she had done it? Was it on camera? Mia says that her intention was to take them to a family counselor, but like obviously that didn't happen. In regards to the paternity test that we've heard about all season, Mia says that Iyke was the one that wanted to know, but she says that her son is not allowed to be on social media, so he won't know about it yet. And then Gizelle says, do you not think he's gonna find out? And Mia says, yeah, of course, one day he will. I'll explain it to him when he's at a certain age. And then Mia says that she's very transparent. So Kriana says that Mia's stories just don't add up and that it feels like she's exploiting her family. Mia says, no, I'm not. Then Wendy brings up how could Jeremiah even be Iyke's son in any way if Mia had him with Gordon through IVF? So Mia says, well, maybe I could have been pregnant before the IVF. And everyone's like, no, that is not possible. No. But Mia says that she regrets even bringing this paternity thing into the TV show at all, and that they have done a final official test, and yes, the son is Gordon's son. There's a question about Mia protecting her kids, but there was a very heated conversation between Gordon and Iyke that was on camera, and the kids were there. Mia says that had never happened until that day, that Gordon and Iyke had been getting along, but then when the cameras went up, all of a sudden it was a different situation. So Gizelle jumps in to defend Gordon. She says, Gordon had told you that he didn't want to film with Iyke. You didn't listen because you wanted to have your little story. Mia says, I wanted to show what co-parenting was like. Oh my god. I just can't. I can't with Mia. So then Jacqueline says that she personally has seen Gordon have different moods towards Iyke. I guess Jacqueline was trying to save Mia, but she really ain't doing nothing. Andy says that it seemed like a lot of people are bothered by Mia and her situation. The women say that it's because of the lies. And Kriana even says that it feels like elder abuse. So Mia says, I protected him for years. He's made me look like a liar. When the cameras go up, he makes me look like a liar. And he actually wanted to come here today to apologize for the way he's made me look. But all of them say that they don't believe that. Gizelle says that the only thing you regret is that social media turned on you. You don't regret anything because you actually care about your children. It's because of the backlash. So then they bring up how Mia brought up Gizelle's daughters. And Mia says, well, I don't think it was okay for me to do that, and that's why I apologized. So then Gizelle says, well, yeah, but then you came at me and you were all up in my face. And they're talking about that one scene that was on the trailer that a lot of us noticed was missing. So that was a scene that happened at Ashley's event. And it was actually pretty heated. They showed a very small clip. I would love to see all of it, but Mia did get up. Gizelle said to Mia, keep my kids out of your mouth," and Mia got up in her face and was pointing her finger, and they didn't show it. And Gizelle says that, and Mia says, "Yeah, they didn't show it because you called me a horrible mother." And Gizelle kind of doubles down on it again, and she says, "Yeah, you are, because no good mother would ever subject their kids like this, like you did." So that's when Mia grabs her things and walks off the set. Okay, so then we see Eddie and Greg getting ready for the husband segment. It was just the two of them, and they decide to FaceTime TJ. He answers, he's in California, and he then tells them something that we didn't hear because they bleeped it. They're saving it for next week. But then after TJ said whatever he said to Eddie and Greg, Eddie then texts Wendy, and Wendy, who's out there on the set with everybody else, she says out loud, very loud, "Shut the F up." And everyone says, "What? What?" And then next week we will see exactly what was said. And that was the end of the second part. You guys, what were your opinions about it? It was, it was nice in the sense of it had a lot of little silly, funny, lighthearted moments. But it was alright. But what did y'all think about it? What did y'all think about Mia? This was definitely a gang up. Now, listen, sometimes gang ups are necessary, especially if a person has been lying all season. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of gang ups. Sometimes, like, it's just something about me that I feel a little bad. But at the end of the day, this is her doing, so I guess she has to answer for her actions. Mia, that is. But y'all, let me know what your opinions were. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one.